Hello there my Jedi and Sith friends, and welcome back to another Star Wars video. So great to have you here again, and I just want to start by saying that this week marks 6 years of Star Wars Meg. A couple of days ago I was out and about and I get a buzz on my phone, and it's YouTube informing me that I started this channel 6 years ago. And you guys are the reason I have a voice and this community. So thank you all so much, whether you've watched one video or whether you've been here from the start. I appreciate you, and if you've not done so, please be sure to hit the big subscribe button down below, ring the bell for notifications. We would be honoured if you would join us. But no more jibber jabber my friends, are you ready to turn to the dark side? Because today we are once again diving into Maul Shadow Lord. This might be the last video on the series that I make, at least until season 2 comes out. Between my review breakdowns, some follow-up videos, a bit of speculation here and there, I've said everything I've wanted to, with one exception. We have to address a frequently asked question about the future of Devon, because if we're honest, yes, the last 2 episodes had a lot of great surprises with Dryden Voss, Vader vs. Maul, the death of Iko Diodaki and the unknown fate of Brandon Lawson, but going into season 2, all eyes are on Devon. She's the one character that's captured the imagination of the fandom. People want to know what's going to happen next. Is she really going to become the canon Darth Talon? Obviously different motivations, different temperament, with a different time period and all of that. The writers on the show have said they're aware of fan theories, but they don't want to give a concrete answer. But with Devon now all fired up, wanting revenge over Darth Vader for killing a master right before her very eyes, Star Wars fans are dying to know what's in store for her. Maul had seen her in his visions for a very long time, which led him to Janix in the first place. He wanted her to let go of her inhibitions and turn her to the dark side. And in a way, through being the indirect cause of Diodaki's death, Maul got his wish. He betrayed the Jedi Master, pushed him towards Lord Vader, and Devon watched him be killed. And as we see in the final episode, this triggered an insane rage response, which she used to attack the 11th brother and Vader himself, pledging she would destroy him. But as Maul, Devon, Riley and Two Boots got away thanks to Dryden Voss, Devon says she's ready to become Maul's apprentice, and as we're gonna see in season 2, begin her training. But this is where I think Disney might do something that's going to piss off a good portion of fans, because look, ultimately, Devon doesn't stay with Maul. By the time of Rebels, he finds himself alone again, which has led to theories that either Devon is gonna die in season 2, or abandon her new master altogether. In my breakdown, I spoke about the possibility that Devon is gonna die at the hands of Vader, but the more I think about it, the more I've rewatched the final 2 episodes, the more I'm leaning towards Dave Filoni and Disney going a different route. And so an alternative prediction I want to make in this video is that Devon is somehow going to find out the truth, that Master Iko Diodaki didn't die organically, but that Maul betrayed him so that she would see the death, be a witness, and give in to aggression. It worked, but what's going to happen when Devon finds out the truth? This might even be information provided by Brandon Lawson, someone who I admit I originally thought was dead, but the more I rewatch the episodes, the more I realise we never see him collapse. I mean, yes, he's injured and he was shot, but this is Star Wars. He just faded into the fog, and we never see him actually die, so I'm gonna predict he's back for season 2. He could be the person who tells Devon the truth, and at this point, I can see Devon giving up on her training, and so if she's allowed to and he doesn't kill her dead, she abandons Maul, and either she turns back to the light as a Jedi, or lives a life secluded away from the Force, or any Force users, and she might even go down the Barasofi route, becoming something of a healer mystic. Maybe she gets involved with the Jedi path. Whatever the scenario may be, this is the way Disney tends to write characters like this. I was sat there thinking about theories concerning her death, and it dawned on me that Disney would never do this. She might face Vader again, with Maul, but they're never gonna have Vader kill a Padawan on screen. They're connecting things to Solo, so if I had to predict the way the season is gonna end, they're gonna have Devon running away from Maul, abandoning her post as his apprentice, around the same time that Dryden comes to Maul and says, "I'd like you to meet Kira." Watch that happen. That is a concrete prediction. But here's where I have a few concerns, because, you know, fair enough, don't kill her off, but personally, and this could just be me, I don't want a redemption. I don't want her to follow the same trajectory we've seen time and time again. I would love her to stay on the dark side. Lucasfilm doesn't do enough with fallen characters, and Dave himself has given a reason for this. Following in the philosophy of George Lucas, Filoni has previously mentioned the importance of making Star Wars stories with good moral lessons. And that's all well and good, but it'd be amazing to have a bit of fun with the dark side. Instead of a mere redemption, what about a character that uses her training from two opposing ideologies to form her own future? Maybe she forms or joins an opposing syndicate and has a very different kind of future in the underworld. The only problem is, the writers have written Devon to have a good heart. She's a good person, and despite not always seeing eye to eye with Diodaki, she resisted most of Maul's attempts to turn her into a useful tool of evil. And I believe this is fundamentally the biggest clue as to why Devon is not going to be killed off. She's been set up as a likable Force user with a bright future ahead of her. And even in her moment of deep despair, she only reluctantly joined Maul when there was a chance at revenge. And another reason I want Devon to remain on the dark side is that Maul Shadow Lord is doing what the Acolyte tried to do, but in a more intriguing and insightful way. I guess the difference is that, where Leslie Headland in many ways tried to defend the dark side, Shadow Lord is demonstrating how manipulative it can really be. The Acolyte, I think, kind of failed in that regard. I know some people love the show, but it just wasn't for me. It didn't scratch that dark side itch. So even if Devon feels betrayed and abandons Maul, I don't want that to be a catalyst for her becoming a Jedi again. It'd be great to see her go further down the dark side on her own terms, and has a bit of training under her belt. And right from the word go, from the very start of Season 1, Maul's goal was to turn her to the dark side. He saw something in Devon he hasn't seen in a very long time. Untapped potential, rage and anger following Order 66, repressed by Jedi philosophy. He figured that if only she could be turned, she would make a valuable asset to help him take down Sidious. This is in a period of time before Solo and Rebels, before Maul's focus shifts away from Palpatine and the Sith to Kenobi, and there are different theories as to why this happens. In Rebels, on Malachor, he's still looking for a way to defeat the Sith. But one theory for why Maul eventually decides to go after Obi-Wan is because he realizes that Kenobi is a tangible target. In Maul Shadow Lord Season 2, I reckon Maul is going to face Vader again, and this time, Vader is going to do irreparable damage, and that could be where Maul realizes he doesn't stand a chance against the Sith, so Kenobi becomes the next target, as his mental state deteriorates. In the Clone Wars series, he was already mad at Kenobi, tried to fight him and get his revenge, but that laser-focused fascination faded out for a bit. But another theory I've seen to explain why Maul eventually goes back to Kenobi is due to the damage to his mechanical lower half, which was originally Obi-Wan's fault, and maybe he takes substantial damage to Vader in Season 2, and that could lead him to spiral, have another introspective moment just like in the first season, and that could lead him to the conclusion that Obi-Wan is the new target. But what do you guys think? What do you make of the different theories we spoke about in today's video? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? And what do you think's in store for Devon Izara in Maul Shadow Lord Season 2? If you enjoyed this video, my friends, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, check me out on socials, and may the Force be with you always.